Hey collective, this is your girl Empress Matt on the ones and twos and twos and threes. This will be my last energy check-in for tonight. And I intend to get back on here tomorrow and see what kind of energy we can come up with tomorrow. Now tomorrow, I really intend to make the readings longer. I'm just trying to get the messages out as they come as quickly as possible. And it's crazy because the weird thing about today is that I've been getting like a lot of downloads, which is weird because I'm pretty sure with my subscribers, y'all are noticing that I have uploaded like a lot of videos. So with that being said, since I've had this time to myself to kind of think and get things into more perspective, I have been receiving more downloads from the universe. And these downloaded messages is what my collective needs to know at this time. Once again, if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't force it to fit if it's not your story. Nonetheless, if you like what I do, please like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out. I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, we can go ahead and get in where we fit in. Okay, so this particular reading for me, my mind told me to make it your masculine's viewpoint of what is your masculine's perspective as in regards to you and his relationship with you at this time. And this is just to provide you with some insight to kind of give you some type of guide and light as to kind of what could be potentially on your masculine mind at this time regarding you and them and the connection and what their viewpoint and perspective is regarding you. And this could be potentially be like what this person may or may not be currently disclosing to you at this time, but nonetheless, this is from your masculine's point of view. So with that being said, we have 5 of Wands. So within this connection, your masculine basically has come to the realization that the feminine is definitely in some standoffish energy, very much so in defensive energy. Sometimes he feels like the connection is just full of fighting and confusion. He feels potentially like he has to go through too much to kind of prove to you that he loves you. And so with that being said, it's like it's always an uphill battle with you. So with that being said, he looks at it as sometimes very challenging, and he feels like that you create a lot of unnecessary blockages within his connection. And he also feels as though you kind of make up your own stories in your head regarding him. He feels as though you always feel as though he is lying. And the reason why, he feels that you have good grounds for feeling like that, because this particular masculine energies that I'm tapping into at this time, they know that in the past they may have really even had you in some competitive energy, or had you feeling like that you always had to compete for their attention. This masculine probably could have recently resurfaced, but you thinking he coming back to you in negative energy, or basically still stuck in the past and in his ways, but in reality that's not the case at all. But the problem is he's feeling like that he's having to do too much to prove his love and loyalty to you, and he's really hoping that you let your guard down with him, and he's hoping that you can learn to trust him again. And he's hoping that you will open up and allow him in so that he can allow you to see what type of transformative energy he is in. So even if he did go no contact, or even if he was like a cheater or a liar or did the most in the past, if this person has recently resurfaced, which for this particular energy I'm feeling like these group of divine masculines have, they're hoping that you will at least see it from their perspective, and they're hoping that you will eventually forgive them for the past, because it's like they struggle, because it's like they want to be with you, but it's like you make it challenging to be with you, like because you are finding it difficult to trust. This particular group of divine masculine energies that I'm tapping into in their perspective, it is safe for you to trust this person. I'm not saying that for all. You will know if this is for you, because once again, it's energy. So if it resonates, it resonates once again. So they hoping that you will learn to trust them at some point, because they say they feel as though the connection has definitely proven to be challenging, and it's they accept the accountability for it, because they realize the error of their ways, and they realize how the past has haunted you and how it has put you in a very traumatic state. And then following the 5 of Wands, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, although they are feeling as though you do create a lot of unnecessary challenges and blockages for the mistakes that they made in the past, they're still holding on to you. Regardless of the fact, they're still holding on to this connection, period, point blank. They still want to be with you. you know, regardless of the fact. They feel as though you're worth investing in, because with the Four of Pentacles, I'm even seeing that they coming in so much of a new energy that they feel as though that you're safe to invest in, but they also feel as though you make it so complicated for them to love you. And really all they want to do is love you, just period, point blank. That's all they want to do. So with that being said, they're definitely holding on to you. And they are really hoping and praying that you hold on to them. And they hope that eventually you will learn to forgive them for the past. They don't intend on leaving or going anywhere anytime soon. They're definitely holding on to their feelings and their emotions and their position in this connection. They're not going to let it happen the way that it happened. And they are going to stick around to prove to you that they love you. And they're just hoping that somewhere along the lines that you will forgive them for the mistakes that they made in the past. They really trying to bring this connection out of the cold. They just hoping that you allow them to do so. They realize that once upon a time in the past, they could have rejected you and had you feeling like unsatisfied, or basically really not invested in you the way that they should have in the past. And this is why they're coming in willing and open to invest in you in all ways possible, financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're definitely going to put their foot down, and they're definitely hoping to establish a more stable connection with you. They're just hoping that you give them an opportunity to try to turn this situation around, and they hope that you don't keep making them feel rejected, because it's definitely doing something to their ego, and it's kind of making them feel hopeless in a way, because it's like they like wanting you to see them for who they are now and not for who they were in the past, is what I'm picking up. Definitely. Nonetheless, once again, we do have the Fool. And sometimes they know that you feel as though you were being foolish for continuing to be involved in them. That's why they are willing to take the burden that comes within this connection, because in reality they really don't see it as a burden in that form. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a burden. It's just they know that they hurt you a lot in the past, and it's just very, very challenging. But they trying to bring this situation out of the cold and turn it around, and they're just hoping that you see it from their perspective and really be open to working with them. So that, and they do have a lot of fear and insecurities around you rejecting them and leaving them in the cold, sadly enough, because they feel like that you really not giving them a chance right now, although they're praying to the Most High daily for you to give them an opportunity to prove themselves. And that is why we have the Fool energy, because although it has been very challenging with being involved with you, nonetheless they're still taking a leap of faith to you. They're still holding on to this connection with you. They're still coming in willing and ready to fight, although you make it hard sometimes, you know. But they still are ready to take a leap into this connection, and they still are willing to try and work with you, and they're just hoping that you're willing to try and work with them, and they're hoping that you don't turn your back on them and leave them out in the cold. And then we have Knight of Swords. So basically in their head right now, they basically understanding that the errors of their ways and how it has had a long-term effect on you, and basically they are considering another approach with you. So basically they're trying to approach you in a different way, and they're hoping that the way that they approach you, it is helpful, and it will allow them to get on your better side, or at the very least just learn to trust them again, because we have the Knight of Swords. So with that being said, they're definitely trying to be very, very careful with your heart and trying to come forth with you strategically, and they're definitely going to exhaust every approach possible, because at the end of the day they're not going to let you down anymore, and they hope that you see that, and they hope that you don't let them down. They hope that you don't leave them in the cold, and they're actually really trying to bring this connection out of the cold. A Tower moment. They have went through some type of epiphany, and this is why they are choosing to change their ways and hoping that you see that they're really trying to put their best foot forward within this connection, because the Tower moment is a sudden change of mind. So it probably was a long time coming for them to get to this point, and they just hoping that it's not too late and you continue to choose to work with them, because they have come to this certain realization that you are worth the investment, and they're going to invest in you, although they do definitely see you as a challenge. And that definitely could be potentially what is also bringing them more so towards you, because they know they messed up so much in the past that they're going to have to really work for your heart. But the thing of it is, because I see the Fool and the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, it's not keeping them from moving forward with you. They're still going to move forward with you. They're just hoping that eventually you learn to forgive them. They have a lot of fear and anxiety around that, period, point blank, because they really hurt you a lot. And then we have the Six of Wands, and this is the overall energy of the connection, period. And this is why they're not giving up on you, and they hope that you don't give up on them, because at the end of the day, I feel that intuitively, you and your masculine knows that this connection is definitely something worth investing in. And basically, he definitely sees success with you. He sees that this connection can be very, very successful, but he's hoping that you find it in your heart to see that within him too. And he's hoping in your heart that you still see success with him too, because he's kind of dealing with a lot of doubt at this time. So feminine energies, please be mindful too. I'm definitely going to tell you to follow your intuition. I would never tell you to go into a situation blindfolded, and please pay attention to the red flags. But in this particular group of divine masculines, they're really wanting to try, and they're really wanting to work for in this connection. Although it is very, very definitely challenging, they still feel as though it's worth it, and they're going to move forward because they do see a success at the end of the tunnel, regardless of the fact. And they do feel as though you guys definitely work well together. Although since they have returned to you, and you are having these issues of trust with them, it has been complicated. But this particular group, they're going to come in really and ready to try. And we are going to use common sense here, divine feminine energy. So if you do have a masculine that is like showing you no act right, automatically you already know that this would not be for you. This is for the feminine energies who could definitely potentially be still interacting with their person. They're definitely still interacting with their person, and this person is definitely showing them a sign of turning this connection around. So we're definitely going to use common sense here. Nonetheless, beautiful collective, this was just the relationship from your masculine's perspective and what he feels about you and the connection. So he's just hoping that you allow him the opportunity to prove himself and try to bring this situation out of the cold. And he's just hoping that you don't turn his back on you, although he feels as though you would have every right to, because once again, he is taking accountability for the role that he played in causing you all this trauma in your life at this time. So nonetheless, you all have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day, and that will be it for me for the night. I will definitely get back with you guys tomorrow. Other than that, good night, my beautiful collective. Thanks. Bye.